falsely answering is not what we strive for on Celebrity Couples Crystal Springs Edition.
Okay. Can we just go to the next question?
Yeah, sure. Okay, perfect score so far. Then we asked Gabriella some questions. We asked Gabriella, what was the first song that her and Troy sang together? And she replied that it was the start of something new. Was that on the boat or the ski resort? I'm not really sure which one at this point.
Yeah, it was.
Okay, that's good. And we also asked Gabriella, this is the big question that everyone wants to know. Do you choose basketball or do you choose theater? Which one is more important to Troy Bolton?
It's definitely theater.
It's definitely theater. And Gabriella responded and said it was definitely theater. So, congratulations. Okay, now, Gabriella, the last question that we asked her was, what was your ringtone? And she actually demonstrated it for us very well, I might add. And she said it was, get your head in the game. Is that the truth?
Of course, all the time.
Okay, so your ringtone is you singing.
Yeah.
That's lovely. Okay. Well, now we're tallying up the scores. Your score is 3,005. So, good job. Congratulations. Thank you for playing, and we'll see you later. You may exit the stage.
We're out camping, and we had to take a crap. All you got is these leaves, and they're not good. They hurt your butt. But
With sham wipe, one swipe, and you gets the job done.
this is just not right. Not right at all.
Choices, man. Sham wipe
Or leaves.
Alright, welcome back to Celebrity Couples Crystal Springs Edition. Now we have the pleasure of being joined by Mr. and Mrs. Smith. They're pretty intimidating if I do say so myself. So, let's get started.
Wait. Is this like marriage counseling? Because we're in the middle of that right now.
No, we're simply testing your knowledge of each other. We don't really care for helping your future relationship status. We just kind of want to make you argue. It's called good television. Anyways, so why don't you, Mrs. Smith, tell me a little bit about your relationship to Mr. Smith, or your marriage, or your psycho, whatever you got going on.
I think that it's full of secrets.
Interesting. Why would you say that?
Because he's gone most of the time, around the same time I am.
If you had 8 kids, then I would be having deja vu. Well, Mr. Smith, what would you say?
I'd say, I don't know.
That's nice. Okay, so anyways, we're going to move on to the interviewing because obviously these two have a lot to say about each other that they don't feel comfortable saying in front of each other. So I'm going to ask Mrs. Smith to leave the set, and now we're going to ask Mr. Smith a series of questions. All right, Mr. Smith, let's see what I got here. When did you meet Mrs. Smith?
I believe it was 5 years ago in Colombia.
Colombia, that's interesting. And what exactly is your spouse's occupation?
I believe currently she is in real estate.
Real estate. So, yeah. I have a really good question. This is a hard one. What special group did your wife say she once belonged to?
I'm not sure, but I think it was the Peace Corps.
The Peace Corps. That's lovely. I've always wanted to be in the Peace Corps to better myself, but I don't have the time and the strength. So, anyways, you can leave now. Thank you. Mrs. Smith, I have a series of questions for you. Mrs. Smith, when did you meet Mr. Smith?
It was 6 years ago in Bogota.
Interesting. So, what exactly is your spouse's occupation?
I believe he does construction work.
So it would seem. What is your husband's favorite weapon?
He once told me it was a samurai sword.
A samurai sword. Well, that is dangerous, but exciting all at the same time. All right, now we're going to bring back Mr. Smith, and we're going to compare the answers. Mr. Smith. Everyone applaud, Mr. Smith. moment of truth. You both seem to have a lot of secrets between you, so now we're going to crack down. We're going to get down to the roots of the situation. All right, Mr. Smith, you were asked when you met Mrs. Smith, and you said that it was 5 years ago in Colombia. Miss Smith, would you say that that is correct? You don't seem to look very happy.
It was 6 years in Bogota.
And, Mr. Smith, would you like to comment on that?
Nobody told me.
Oh, well, seems like some issues are boiling. Now, Mr. Smith, we also asked you what your spouse's occupation was, and you said that she worked in real estate. Miss Smith, would you say that that statement was true?
Not exactly.
Well, this isn't going too well. What do you mean, not exactly?
That's classified.
So you don't want to tell the lovely VH1 viewers about your occupation?
Okay, fine, I'm a spy. There, I said it.
Gasp. A spy? Why?
Note the gun.
Oh, now it all makes sense now. Okay, so you're a spy. What is that? Where do I begin? Where are you from? What do you do? Never mind. Okay, so Mr. Smith, now you were wrong about that question. Did you know that your wife was a spy?
I had no idea, but I did have suspicions.
Suspicions. That's interesting. So, Mr. Smith, the final question that we asked you was, what special group did your wife once belong to? And you said that you thought, not that you knew, that you thought it was the Peace Corps. Miss Smith, what would you say about that?
I was never in the Peace Corps.
You were never in the Peace Corps. Well, then why would Mr. Smith think that?
Because I told him.
That's what you told him. So you lied to Mr. Smith. So technically, Mr. Smith was right, but you lied to him. You liar. Okay, anyways. So now we asked Mrs. Smith a series of questions. Oh, by the way, right now, you didn't answer any right, basically. So Mrs. Smith, we asked you when you met your husband, and you said that it was 6 years ago in some foreign place.
Bogota.
Yeah, okay. And, anyways, apparently that's true. Is that true, Mr. Smith?
Obviously.
Obviously. Okay, I'm a little confused at where this is going right now. And you were asked what your spouse's occupation was, and you claimed
It was construction work.
construction working. That's very interesting. Mr. Smith, what do you have to say about you being a construction worker?
That is my cover, but I am an international spy as well.
So you're both spies. That's just fantastic. You know, what do you do?
I kill people.
That's interesting. Okay, so I'm just going to step a few feet away, you know, gun in hand, killing people. These things don't add up very well. Anyways, so you're both a spy. Are you working together?
Obviously
I
not.
believe she is with an enemy faction.
An enemy? So you guys are married and you're enemies?
I believe so.
What do you have to say about that, Mrs. Smith?
I want a divorce.
So this is turned into marriage counseling. Okay, anyways, last question. Mrs. Smith, you were asked what your husband's favorite weapon was, and you claimed that it was some kind of high-tech sword. And so we come to find out your favorite weapon is actually
The Barrett long-range sniper rifle.
a rifle. And you're holding a rifle. And you're holding a rifle. So I'm a little freaked out right now. And, thank you, Mr. and Mrs. Smith. Everyone applaud. Everyone applaud. So you guys go hire yourself a lawyer. Go get your legal situations worked out. You know, don't kill each other. It's not the Christ-like thing to do. But we want to thank you for being on our show. And when we come back, we'll be joined by Barbie and Ken at another location. Thank you.
I know the theme of your camp this week is Love is the Movement, but we're going to talk about my bowel movements. It seems like every Tuesday morning when I wake up, must be that Chinese cat I have on Monday nights, it just gives me explosive diarrhea. But it usually takes a whole roll of just one of these to clean the mess. But with one swipe of Sam Wipe, it gets the job done. Thank you, Sam Wipe.